Well, last time did one of these video recordings. That was about 2 years ago, and a lot can apparently appear to happen in just 2 years' time. But isn't that peculiar? What kind of trickery is that? Where we can be involved in a task and so immersed in doing a task that, well, nobody really does tasks, of course, yet the apparent appearance of somebody engaged in a task. The time that is timing apparently appears to be that time is timing all appearances of everything. It is somehow, in some way, appearance is showing up just as the body does, the body-mind. There's the body and there's the mind. And the body is a human, corporeal, apparent appearance of a human body. And it is also recognized that the human body is a unit of local qualia consciousness energy in space and time, but not of space and time. And that is how we are in the world, but not of the world. So, is there a we? Yes, there is. There's an apparent appearance of a we. And we are, us, is associated and mingling as an appearance, as a collective consciousness as well. Now, the naming, the categorizing of things, the naming of things, is what apparently appears to be what these body minds believe to be doing. So in parts of India, to use as an example, in parts of India you have the apparent appearance of human, corporeal, temporarily, visibly observable in mirrors for an impermanent, indefinite, indeterminate duration in space and time and not of space and time. So it is recognized that there is no separation, there is no separate sense of self. Once it is recognized that a conjured self is neither born nor is that dead. It's an appearance of a humanly corporeal apparent projection in space and time, but not of space and time. It is recognized that we, us, as a human race, or as a human species, so named, are all collectively apparently appearing as humanly corporeal, and as though with separate bodies, human bodies, humanly, corporeally, temporally, temporarily, apparently appearing. In space and time and not of space and time. Temporally as in time, temporarily as in a suspension of everything that appears. Therefore, time is timing, and the way time is timing the appearance of everything, as though it is moving, as though it is filled with aliveness. That is empty fullness filled with aliveness via an appearance of a time continuum that suspends moments of happenings. Now, everything is happening, but it's an appearance as though the happenings that are witnessed by a body mind, it is witnessed as though moments are suspended in time. Moments as what we so call or so name appearances as, let's say, seconds into minutes, minutes into measurable hours, hours into days, days into weeks. Somehow, using the English language in the naming and categorizing of these appearances of separate things as though they are separate but they're not. They're appearing separate but they're not separate. It is and is not. All that is and all that is not empty fullness is apparently appearing as everything, no thinging, and no thing, everythinging. There is no separation, there is no separateness of anything. Everything is appearing as nothing, as no thing, yet there's an apparent appearance as though there's everything. But everything that's appearing is really nothing. So nothing's really happening until it is recognized that there's time timing, the appearance of everything. When speaking of Advaita Vedanta, when speaking of non-duality, there are innumerable paradoxical situations. All that is and all that is not empty fullness is appearing as everything, but at the same time, it's not appearing exclusively real, and it's not appearing exclusively unreal. Everything is not exclusively nothing that is appearing as both observable and non-observable and unobservable, and then that which is knowable is not exclusively knowable, neither is it exclusively unknowable. It is both knowable and unknowable. Therefore, time is timing that which is knowable. Time cannot time that which is unknowable. The human race is likened to a collective consciousness of energy, of an energy field that's humanly corporeal. It only appears to be temporarily so, and temporarily visibly observable in mirrors for an impermanent, indeterminate duration of in space and time, but not of space and time. It is recognized to be that way because of the layers of appearances. One layer of appearance is duality. Duality as this and that, as in colors, black and white, as in direction, left or right, as in moralistic fortitude of human behavior, right and wrong, good and bad, positive, negative, yin and yang, duality. Duality appears to be the polarity by which time is timing the appearance of everything. The apparent appearance of everything can appear in innumerable forms. Those forms are energetic movements of form that are infinitudinally complexified in nature. The infinitudinal complexification can be recognized in nature via more in-depth, careful examination, via the fractals, the fractal structure, by which the macro and the micro world are examined. the micro world of what apparently appear to be microorganisms as living creatures are recognized and are visibly observable using special instrumentation. Special instrumentation can be utilized and used in such a way that can pierce and observe and witness as though something is happening, that there's activity happening in space and time, but only temporally so. It is recognized that each object oscillates on its own frequency of resonance. Now, as objects appear within the environs of time in the appearance as temporarily so, there is a mingling that is apparently appearing to be happening, mixing as though there are 5 conscious contact points, all mingling the same way, but yet apparently appearing as though separate types of energetic movements. So you have the hearing and the seeing. There's sight and there's sound. Those 2 conscious contact points are both real and unreal, observable and unobservable, and about that which is being recognized as sights and sounds are both knowable and unknowable. That which is unknowable does not always remain unknowable. There are times when that which is unknowable can be accessed as though it is knowable. For in that which is unknowable, time is timing that which is unknowable, since time has been timing that which was once unknowable but is now knowable. That's why the expression has been stated that all in good time, everything appears all in good time. That which is unknowable may eventually become knowable all in good time. And so on and so forth. To elaborate on that which is knowable and unknowable, that which is observable and that which is unobservable, appear to be apprehended differently with each unit of local quality of consciousness energy form. It is in form because of time timing. It causes as though there is the witness of a suspension of a threefold principle of a time continuum apparently appearing to happen. When using science in a manner that's consistent with that which is knowable and evidential, by taking the energetic movements of objects and things and by using identification, using definition, using descriptions of things that become familiar with that type of unit of local quality of conscious energy that's projecting a particular type of an apparent appearance as humanly corporeal, and yet as though it's separate, but it's not. Because the variety of that which appears as variety of anything is that way because of how everything arises as different appearances. So, there is that which is relegated, all the energetic movements that are contained within everything that is all that is and all that is not empty fullness, that is both real and unreal, observable and unobservable, knowable and unknowable, for nobody. If it were to appear as though the appearances were for anybody, it can be said that those appearances are for everybody. But not for any particular meaning, reason, or purpose other than its own accord and volition. In other words, the energetic movement that's universal, apparently appearing to be everything that appears, although nobody knows how the appearances are appearing in the manner that they do, just as a child does not understand a glass of milk or a beverage of some kind. We'll use an analogy loosely here with a glass of milk. A child sees a glass of milk, all they know is that, can I have the glass of milk? Or might see cookies or candy or some kind of object. Now, in that innocence of the child, it has yet to develop a certain degree of awareness. If we take it as far back as we can, as far as a conjured self, the point in time, in space and time, that a unit of local quality of consciousness energy form that is humanly corporeal and observably visible in mirrors for an impermanent, indeterminate duration in space and time, and not of space and time, is apparently appearing in time as an energetic movement, as a projection that is produced from non-local quality of consciousness energy. Non-local quality of consciousness energy is an energy field. It is a universal energy field that apparently appears to be relegated to this planet. If looking at and examining and making some efforts to describe that kind of energetic movement on a planetary scale that is visibly observable on a macrocosmic level, every planet that apparently appears to be conducive to revealing life forms upon its surface as a planet will have the apparent appearance of certain governed laws to cause the appearance of a planet to appear as it does. There are unseen forces that are neither visible and neither observable. It is recognized to focus on these two conscious contact points in order to attempt explaining what is being observed. There is sight and there is sound. There's resonance, there's frequency. There's frequency of resonance. It is blended with the conscious contact point of sound. That which is knowable about sight and sound can be explained using knowable sciences. The sciences are ways by which we can make an attempt or an effort to categorize and label what is being witnessed, although it is temporarily and temporally so, in space and time. So that which can be witnessed in space and time, although simply appearances as something, but it is truly nothing. It is both something and nothing simultaneously. And of course, to explain further, this is what happens whenever a satsang is organized and there is agreed to have one person begin setting up a satsang in order to do what? In order to describe, recognize, come together, and acknowledge what is being witnessed, although it's just simply temporary appearances, as though they're things. When it is, of course, recognized that things are both real and unreal, observable and unobservable, knowable and unknowable. However, that which is real and unreal, that which is observable and unobservable, and that which is knowable and unknowable, it is that way because of timing. If there was no time that was timing the appearance of how that which is both real and unreal, observable and unobservable, knowable and unknowable, then as time continues to time, the timing of that which is observable in mirrors as humanly corporeal and a unit of local quality of consciousness energy form, it is likened to, using a metaphor loosely, as a drop in the ocean. The energetic movement of a unit of local quality of consciousness energy is likened to a drop in the ocean. It appears to be separate, but it is not. It is still part of the ocean. Therefore, all the dualities of this and that which is not exclusively real, but both real and unreal, is appearing as everything no-thinging and no-thing everythinging. Therefore, to have some degree of recognition that that is so, we use a language as a way to describe what is being witnessed, although everything is just an appearance. So, now, since we're using the English language now, and since time is timing appearances, there's also the apparent appearance of coordinates. The planet can be described as the reality frame, and upon the surface of the planet, it has that which apparently appears to be analogous to the life forms that are apparently appearing as though they are part of the planet, and the planet is providing the platform by which these life forms can be visible. They are visibly observable. That which is visibly observable is observable because of time. And as that which is visibly observable is no longer connected to the planet in some way, visibly observably so, although it's really not happening, but whatever appears to be apparently appearing to be happening, it can be recognized that there is some type of energetic movement that is going on once the examination is taken further. It's taken further than just by observing that which is observable with sight and that which is audible with hearing. Although there are no hearers of hearing, there's just simply hearing. And although there's just sound, nobody's creating sound, there's just a sound. Sound is apparently appearing to happen because of timing. If time was not timing, there would be no sound, and there would be no sights. Nothing observable to see, no appearances. So everything, all of which is dual as well in nature, dual, It is dual because of how everything is apparently appearing to be visibly observable. Everything is apparently appearing to be visibly observable based on how time is timing the observance of everything that can be observed. That is observable. That which is observable and unobservable is part also of time timing the appearances of everything. Of everything no thinging and no thing everythinging. This can be explained paradoxically so because that which is what we are as so named human species, a human race, are simply just an appearance. We're both real and unreal. We are observable and unobservable. We are knowable and unknowable. The human race is that way. It's humanly corporeal. It's mingling with all that is and all that is not empty fullness. It is part of everything and nothing. No thing. No solid object that's exclusively real and stagnant and still and never changing. Change apparently appears to be happening based on time timing, that which is observable. That which is unobservable is not of space and time. Therefore, everything that apparently appears in space and time is relegated to that which is observable. The unobservable is outside of time, is timeless. That which appears before and is visibly observable in mirrors as a humanly corporeal unit of local quality consciousness energy form is visibly observable due to time timing and the projection as a unit of local quality consciousness energy that is projected via non-local quality consciousness energy fields. Non-local quality consciousness energy fields are relegated to that which is timeless and outside of time. It is that which is immortal. It is that which is infinite. The infinite nature of that which is infinite is infinitely so due to that which is relegated to that which is unknowable, unobservable, and unreal, but not exclusively so. Therefore, all the appearances of that which is observably visible in mirrors and humanly corporeal in nature, and temporarily, impermanently so, for an indeterminate duration of space and time, is that way because it apparently appears to be that way due to time timing. If there were any other way to explain it, then it will be explained in some other way. This is the diversity of the use of language. Each language contains various descriptors of that which is apparently appearing to be visibly observable. Those descriptors contain frequencies of resonance as well, because all sounds and speech that is uttered also contains a frequency of resonance behind it. The planet itself has Schumann resonance. It is no coincidence that Schumann resonance is closest to the vibratory rate and frequency of the apparent appearance of humanly corporeal human bodies. Human bodies are vibrating a frequency of energy that is analogous to the Schumann resonance of the planet Earth. That is relegated to that which is knowable in the sciences. It is recognized that the sciences are studied and examined carefully, then that which is knowable becomes knowable. That which is unknowable about the sciences that has yet to become knowable is is not knowable now until time continues to time further. The timeline has yet to apparently appear. Now, some would say that there is a future timeline that the entire planet has yet to enter. Looking on it using an astronomical viewpoint or perspective, the astronomical perspective provides the precipitous to view that which is happening now. That which apparently appeared to have happened in the past can be accessed. However, although it is part of now, it has yet to be recognized as an experiential past, as it is being apparently appearing, everything is apparently appearing now. The nowness of now is the presence of time timing the appearances of everything that is apparently appearing to be real and unreal, observable and unobservable, knowable and unknowable by nobody. Not by just one body, but by every body. This can be said because there is still an apparent appearance of a body-mind that's observably visible in mirrors, temporarily so, and impermanently in the impermanence, within the impermanence in space and time, for an indeterminate duration in space and time. That does not negate that that which is appearing in time is unreal. It is both real and unreal. The appearance of that which is observably visible is the real part. That which is unreal is the energetic movement of non-local quality consciousness energy. Non-local quality consciousness energy fields are within a non-local quality of consciousness energy field that is unobservable, unknowable, and unreal. But it's not exclusively so, it's both. It is mingling with everything that's visibly observable. It is only because of time timing that everything is apparently appearing to be exclusively real when it is not. It is both real and unreal. It was once recognized that a body-mind was presumed to be presupposedly singular and individualized, as though an independent, self-conjured individual person. That is not so. That's not what is happening. That is clearly recognized as not happening. The reason why that is recognized that it is not happening, and neither did it ever happen, that there was a single individual conscious self that was born and a single individual conscious self that will die. It only apparently appeared to be that way because of a mental thought system. The mental thought system is likened to a parasitic movement that uses the mind of the appearance of a body mind as that unit of local quality conscious energy to convince it that it is separate. And in that separate sense of self, this is how it begins. There's the apparent appearance of a living human corporeal body that apparently appears to be in a womb of a female humanly corporeal appearing body, and that has been described, of course, with knowable biology. We call it biology because that is the process by which we call what is being witnessed as a humanly corporeal body being born. So, notice the very first actions that are taken and what is mentioned. when there is the appearance as though a brand new body. Embodiment, the apparent appearance of a humanly corporeal, temporally temporary appearance of a body. There is the appearance of variety, just as it's found in nature. There is also variety of all other types of life forms that we, as a human species, as a human race, apparently appearing that way, and then taking that which is observably visible in mirrors and that which is observably visible because of timing, then that which can speak, that which is speaking in a particular way, fashion, we call it language. There are various languages because of the variety that is apparently appearing on a planet, which is the story of Earth. The story of Earth is history and herstory, and it's divided that way. That's because it can be examined by utilizing the ideas of descriptors to describe that which is being observed. That which is being observably visible has been described in various ways. In order to take what is visibly observable and familiar to humanly corporeal appearances of units of local quality consciousness energy. That which is non-local quality consciousness energy is relegated to that which is not of space and time. However, that non-local quality consciousness energy field is projecting units of local quality consciousness energy forms that are temporally and temporarily so, as time is timing. Time is timing the appearances of everything. And then, that which is nobody, singular, not an individual, but that which is the non-local quality consciousness energy field, is projecting units of local quality consciousness energy forms, and once the sciences are examined further, then it becomes knowable. That which is unknowable has yet to be apprehended by that which has yet to develop more non-local quality consciousness energy as a projection is being projected onto that which is observably visible in mirrors. Since time is timing the appearance of everything, therefore, 18 months of an observably visible newborn, as though newborn, into the world, is immediately apprehended and then recognized that there is a certain time, as time is timing, that can be measured, and so that time that a humanly corporeal apparent appearance of a new body that's newborn is now appearing in this reality, although it's a dream. It is still all that is and all that is not, empty fullness, dreaming, everything that can be observed, or that which is observable. Therefore, that which is dreamt and visibly observable in the dream is also being observably visible because of time, not only timing, but also non-local quality of consciousness energy fields within the non-local quality consciousness energy field that is not of space and time, projecting that which is observably visible in mirrors and temporarily so, due to timing. It is all mingling and orchestrated that way because it's observably, visibly so, and it is knowable in the sciences. So that which is knowable in the sciences can be described in this way by using language to convey these descriptions of that which is being observed. So that which is being witnessed and observed by humanly corporeal units of local quality conscious energy have or are endowed with that type of energetic movement, There is no knowing or doing about that. It is in the being. There is no knowing, there is no being. If that which is humanly corporeally, temporally, temporarily observable in mirrors, if that is so, then that which is observably visible in that manner, by timing, then it's known. Now, the knowing, the degree of knowing, and the degree of doing, apparently appearing that way, is analogous to that which is the projection that's being witnessed as an energetic form, that's apparently appearing as an energetic form that's temporarily so. Now, another metaphor to describe that, the complexity of how that apparently appears to be happening, is relegated to using, let's say, taking the metaphor of a light bulb. Light cannot seek light as simply light. That which is light is simply the absence of darkness. That which is darkness is the absence of light. But they are both one and the same, just as a glass of milk is a glass of milk, but it is also water and the components that comprise the milky components. There is the liquid form, there's liquid, there's water, and then there's the milk. Yet, it is so well congealed and mingling that it is the same as observing light and darkness. Light has no visibly observable parameters or barriers or partitions between that which is light and that which is darkness. So it can be said the absence of darkness is light and the absence of light is darkness, and yet they are both one and the same. They are simply identified differently because of that which is being observed as that energetic movement can be described. So if it is observably visible, then it can be knowable. And if it's knowable, then it can be recognized as that which is knowable knowledge. And it can be observed. If it's observably visible, then instrumentation can be used to examine it further. So now, there is the timing of time for these observable energetic movements to be described in this way. Satsangs are organized so that there is no separate sense of self. To starve the questioner. The separate sense of self, as a conjured self, will continuously question why and how. Therefore, it is fair to say that this process of a separate sense of self is part of everything, anyway. Always was, always will be. It is recognized that that is so because of the manner by which everything appears to be appearing as it does, as it arises. As everything is all that is and all that is not empty fullness, that is appearing both real and unreal, observable and unobservable, knowable and unknowable, for nobody, and for no apparent reason, meaning, and purpose other than of its own accord of volition. Therefore, if there is accord and volition, that is observable in everything that appears. And that which is appearing is mingling with that. And if it can be communicated and stated in this way, using language, then that information can be utilized in such a way that is communicated and reconveyed to that which is questioning. That which is questioned is both real and unreal, and yet it is the contextual content of all that is, and all that is not empty fullness. That is everything, no thinging, and no thing, everythinging. It is paradoxically so. Satsangs are not planned. It is likened to where two or three gather. There is everything, everythinging, and no thing, no thinging. It is all that is and all that is not empty fullness. It is not a separate force. It is part of everything, which is why wherever it is observed, where there's the observance of two or three of something, it's apparently appearing as something when it's really nothing, and yet it is still appearing as an appearance that's observably visible in mirrors. So if there's an apparent appearance of something, then the energetic movement of that which is non-local quality conscious energy is enlivening that which is temporarily observably visible. It is oscillating on a particular frequency, which is, although not observable by sight, it can be observable by sound. One of the 5 conscious contact points of an apparent appearance of a human corporeal body-mind, a human body, is bodying. Although a body is bodying, it still has the mind. Now when I say has, it doesn't have it, it just apparently appears to have a brain as well. It is apparently appearing to be a body-mind with a brain. And that brain, that mind, is a unit of local quality of consciousness energy form, apparently appearing that way, temporarily so. It's a projection. How is that projection visible? It's visibly observable in mirrors due to the non-local quality of consciousness energy that is the animating principle. It's the enlivening energetic movement that provides the precipitous of that which is observable as a humanly corporeal form. If you were to take, use an analogy loosely, a light bulb of what is commonly referred to as a light bulb. A light bulb illuminates light, just as the sun, a star, or what we call a star, is emitting light, illumines of illumination of light. That illumination has a degree of intensity. That which is observably so, and knowable in the sciences, is recognizing that type of energetic movement and action is being seemingly engaged and happening. The light that's emitted off of the filament of a light bulb is likened to the human corporeal projection of a body-mind, of a body-mind. The humanly corporeal, observably visible, temporarily visibly observable in mirrors, for an impermanently indeterminate duration in space and time, but not of space and time. To take the light bulb as an example, the light bulb represents the human body. The light being emitted from the light bulb represents the projection of an image of a temporary humanly corporeal unit of local quality of consciousness energy form that is temporally appearing in space and time, as though likened to a light bulb that's illuminating. The energetic movement is non-local in nature, which is likened to the electricity that's illuminating the filament of the light bulb. So the electricity, the electrical current, is likened to non-local quality of conscious energy that projects the visibly observable imagery. Using the same analogy loosely, that each light bulb will contain a certain wattage or intensity of non-local quality conscious energy or electromagnetic energy, electricity. The electricity is going through a light bulb. If it has the capacity, it can be emitting via 25, 50 measurable wattages or measurable intensities of illumination. This is why sight and sound can be described in the sciences in that manner. The intensity of a 50-watt light bulb is less than a 100-watt light bulb, a 100 or a 150. Using that analogy, we can refer to sound in the same way, and transmissions of sound, and transmissions of energetic movements. Radio frequencies, radio transmissions, various electromagnetic manifestations. Take the audible references, audible transmissions of, let's say, a radio station that is broadcasting on a certain frequency. We have devices that have the ability to transmit and receive on various frequencies, on a wavelength. This example can be observed, is observable with the radio transmissions on different wavelengths. Shortwave, there's frequency modulation, it's amplitude modulation, and then there's the various modulations of transmissions of signals. These signals are analogous to the variety of human bodies that appear as that type of variety. So the sciences are as examinations of what is apparently appearing to be measurable, visibly observable in some manner. So we call them the sciences of that which can be apprehended as knowable. And observable. That which is unknowable has yet to become knowable. But it doesn't make it exclusively unknowable. It does not make that exclusively knowable or unknowable. It is both knowable and unknowable. That's why everything, all that is and all that is not apparently appearing, is both real and unreal, observable and unobservable, knowable and unknowable, for nobody and for no apparent reason, meaning, and purpose, other than of its own volition, its own accord of volition. So therefore, everything that's apparently appearing of that accord of volition, which is that which, however and whatever apparently appears to arise, as it does in nature, on this planet is relegated to that, which is everything, the Alpha and Omega. It's all of it. It is all of it. This is why it is mentioned to that degree. When something is recognized as nothing, and nothing is also recognized as something. It is both the apparent appearance of something, when it is manifesting from that which is no thing, it's nothing. And yet it only appears to be something because of timing. Timing those appearances to be observable in that manner. And it is also unobservable in other ways. Everything that's observable and unobservable is not exclusively observable, and it's not exclusively unobservable. That which is knowable is not exclusively knowable or exclusively unknowable. It is both. But it is only recognized, something is only recognized as one or the other because it's being temporarily, observably visible in that manner, in some manner. And so, nobody knows to what degree anything can be knowable or unknowable. The degrees by which that can be described as knowable or unknowable have no parameters, just as light has no parameters. Consciousness has no parameters. It will apparently appear however it will arise of its own accord volition, and nobody can do or know anything about it. Can exclusively know, it can exclusively do. There is no doing, there is no knowing. There is simply being. The being that's observably visible, temporarily so, in mirrors, for an impermanent, indeterminate duration in space and time, and not of space and time. The unspoken yes,